Hey folks, Jay Shagzilla here, coming to you with another update from BetaDwarf themselves about their Outlandish Operation expansion, Season Pass number 1. They have 2 new cards for us, let's check them out. First card, Vulture Prime A83. Very similar to a drone buzzer, but it has a little bit more DPS and costs 3 mana instead of 4 for 2. You only get 1 on this one. However, it does inflict Marked, which we're going to get into on the next card that's new as well because they both share this attribute. For right now, the newest one that only this card has, the newest function, called Outlander Tech. Now, if you spend 50 Tech, you'll gain a shield. So how do you get Outlander Tech? Whenever you draw an Outlander card, you gain 5 Tech per mana, even if this card is not in your hand. That means if you draw 10 mana worth of Outlander cards, this card will get a shield next time you play it. Very cool, very unique. The second update here is actually a 2-parter, which is pretty fun. So, this is called TAAS, Threat Analysis and Annihilation System. Cool name. TAS, for short. The enemy minion in range with the least health gains Marked. When you play TAAS, replace it with Hellfire in your hand. We're going to get to Hellfire in just a little bit, but right now, TAS has Marked. So it's just a building that marks the least health unit. What does Marked do? Marked, if in range, enemy ranged minions will attack this unit first and deal plus 25% damage, and it removes stealth. So those pesky stealth minions are a thing of the past if you use this card. It only costs 2 mana. It is legendary, so it might be a little harder to get, but I'm sure it's me in their season pass like usual, which is great. But it also does extra damage. So that means that there's nothing else on the field that's in range, I would guess, correct? It has 16 range though, so it's pretty long. It would get attacked first, which is great for prioritizing front-paced minions, which are most likely going to hit anyway, but it's also the least health. So that's really going to help the backline when you're trying to take them down. There's a tank in front. Beyond that, also removing stealth and does more damage. That's pretty great. Again, not the most exciting card, but what happens is when you play this card, it replaces itself with another card in your hand, which is this one here. This is the artwork for it. It's Hellfire. Looked pretty cool. I thought it might be a spell, and indeed it is. The ability right here, Hellfire Fighter, deals damage to enemies in a straight line across the battlefield. It increases the cost, however, by 1 mana each time it's played, and replaces it in your hand. So it's going to keep going in your hand, I assume, over and over again, and keep increasing in mana and mana and mana. This would be great for a Setsu or even Minion deck that just wants to stack those mana, those little castable abilities, because then when you cast spells, it increases either their damage on the turtle, as they call it, or the little golem for Minion, as well as Setsu. You're going to see that ability be refreshed and maybe even, stun after stun after stun. And I believe, don't quote me on this because it's not here, it will only cost 2 mana to start with, and it does 170 damage, which is exactly the same as a fireball. So if it costs 2, then 3, then 4, that's pretty good, which means you're getting the building for free. But again, we don't have the exact cost on this yet, so don't quote me on it. It would be pretty nice if it was 2, 3, 4, because that means you're basically getting 2 fireballs for the price of 1, as far as we're seeing it here, or at least close to it. It seems like a really cool card. It does less damage to the face, though, so I guess they want to get rid of some gimmicks because, doing 170 damage or a fireball to the face 2 or 3 times from 1 card seems a little bit cheap. So that's all we're looking at right now. I mean, again, remember, Vulture Prime also has Marked, so that mechanic's going to be very interesting where it inflicts Marked per attack. So I'm not sure how long Marked's going to stay for, if it's going to be a debuff like Slow that stays on you the whole time, or kind of like a poison debuff with a timer set on it to see what it actually does more damage or not. But those are the updates we have for now. I hope you enjoyed this update, and I'll see you all next time.